Hey artists, welcome back from break. Today we're going to be making some Picasso inspired art in a Cubism style. So follow along with me and I'll show you all the steps. All right, so to do our Cubism drawing, first you have to decide what is the subject of your picture going to be. You could have it be like a landscape with flowers. I've seen some really cool ones where people do an animal like a dog or a fox or something like that, or a big butterfly. You could do a room of just things sitting on a table with a window. Any kind of picture you want to draw, the subject isn't going to matter. It's the style that we're going to try to do today. So I think the subject I'm going to choose is fish, and you are welcome to do that with me. It's going to be kind of an underwater picture for mine, but I'll show you how we're going to try that Cubism style. So the first thing I'm going to do is just draw my big old fishy. And I'm going to use my pencil and give it a big tail. And a fin up here. So you're drawing whatever you would like, any kind of animal, any kind of scene that you think would look neat. Give it some gills. And then I might put another fish over here. So we're just kind of drawing whatever we would like. It could be an underwater scene, it could be a jungle scene, you could have a lizard, you could have a dinosaur. It could just be a table with maybe a glass and a vase. But the thing that's going to be different about this picture is going to be the way that we end up coloring it in. I'm going to put some little plants here. All right, so there's a plant. I'll put another plant here. You're welcome to do an underwater scene with some fish, maybe jellyfish. I think that's always fun. But here is where it's going to be different than our regular kind of drawing. We are going to add some different lines throughout the picture, and we're going to use really bright, bold colors that have different line designs, colors, and shapes inside of them. So now that I've drawn my two fish and it looks like a regular scene, I'm going to make it look a lot different now. So we can just kind of take our pencil and I'm going to divide this up into some different pieces. So I'm just dividing this into lots of different sections. I can draw lines inside the fish, outside, through the environment. Just some different lines, and I'm making some different like cube shapes, some different squares and straight lines and edges. I'm just kind of dividing it up. Now, I'm going to go ahead and start adding some color, and I'm going to color these different blocks in, and we can use different textures with our markers, different things like that. But the main thing is it's not going to be looking like a typical picture. We're going to have all these different cube shapes and things. You'll still be able to tell it's fish or a dog or a garden or whatever you've drawn, but it's going to be done in a very different way. So I'm going to just grab a marker here, and I'm going to add some texture to this one. So I might just have some wiggly lines in here. And then maybe this one I'm going to do solid. And I'll color this in solid. You can use markers, colored pencils, or crayons. I think a combination of all of them is what's going to look really cool here. So I'm just coloring this a solid cube of blue, and then I can grab a different shade with my crayon and color this section in. So every piece we color in is going to be different. We're going to be using bright, bold colors, probably not the colors that we would usually see in an underwater scene. So I can go ahead and grab orange, and maybe this section it's going to just be orange polka dots. And I'll color the plant orange just in this little box. And when I go to the other box, I want it to be different colors. Even though it's the same plant, we're trying to make this kind of wild way of looking at things and making it very different. So I'm going to go ahead and outline my fishy here. And we're just going to get real wild with the colors. So I'm going to make the tip of his nose this kind of lighter orange. And then I'll use the darker orange to color the rest of this box. So you're going to just be going through, and all the different boxes you made, you're going to add different colors and designs to each piece, making it unique and different. All right, I've got to choose something different now for the next box in my picture. So I might do, maybe I'll do green. So there's my little plant. And then you can just get whatever color you want. I have my colored pencil stick here, so I think I'm going to make this section this kind of lighter green. So I'll go ahead and color that in. I like the way this has kind of a line texture to it. Now I've got a little bit of this fish's tail in here, so I can choose whatever color I'd like to make that. Maybe it'll be blue in this box. And then I'm going to finish coloring the rest of the box in with this green color I picked. So you can already see this is a very different way of drawing our underwater scene, with every little box different wild colors. We can have stripes, we can put designs, we can put polka dots, we can put swirly lines. We're just going to be really getting wild with our colors, with the way we put the colors differently in every little section to make our own kind of cubism, more modern picture. So as you go through each section, you're going to just be adding different textures, colors, shapes, however you want to color each piece. We're trying the Cubism style, which is represented with geometrical shapes and cubes like we've drawn and sectioned out. So this is very like Pablo Picasso style that we're trying. So all the colors will work. Whatever you're thinking is a great idea. So maybe this section of my fish, he's going to be green. And I can color it solid green crayon. I could add some little polka dots. It's going to just be, every section is a little bit different. So I got the green there. Maybe I'll do purple. So you can just do anything that comes to mind that sounds fun, with color, with texture, with what you're choosing to color with. So maybe this one. So even though he's just one little fish, he has so many different colors and textures happening to him already. Just adding in that color. And maybe I'll put this extra part of his fin as green. All right. And so every little piece is just going to be different colors every time. I think I'm going to make this section yellow. So you're staying within those geometric shapes. So when we're all finished and we hold it up, we'll see that every little shape has a different color or texture inside of it. And this is fun to do with so many different kind of pictures. Just anything you draw, you can divide up into the different geometric shapes and color each section differently. Here's the fin of this fish up here. And maybe this fin will just be little polka dots. And I won't color it in, I'll leave the background white. And then in the next section, I'll choose a different color. And color that piece in. I'm going to make the eye black so I can see it better. And then I'll make this part of the face blue. And maybe I'll put a texture in again, so maybe we'll just do some lines. Adding a little purple crayon on top of the blue stripes. And then another section of my fish could be this lighter blue. And just, we could do a zigzag texture. So every piece is going to look a little different. Grab some more orange crayon to go over that section. So I'm sure you're getting the hang of this at this point. Just every different geometric shape is going to have different colors. And it's really wild because then when you look at it from one perspective, it might just look kind of like wild chunks of color. And then you look at it from a different viewpoint and you'll see those fish just kind of pop out, or whatever your subject is. And that was kind of the point of Cubism. It's a style of art that shows so many different possible viewpoints of something at one time. So go ahead and just keep coloring in those sections until we get it all filled in. As you keep adding different patterns and colors to every section, your picture starts to look really awesome. You can see the first fish and the second fish just kind of sticking out through, but then you also see all these colors and line designs and patterns, and I think it makes it a really exciting picture. So I just have a few other sections I need to go ahead and color in to complete my piece. And I just need to decide these two pieces of his body, what kind of like pattern or design I might want. I'm thinking maybe like a swirly line in here. And then I'm going to use my blue crayon to color that part in. And I want to be careful not to go outside of my little geometric shape here, staying within my lines. And then I have one final section, and I just have to decide what color do I want that to be. I'm thinking, thinking more blue. And I think this time I'm just going to color it solid. And this is the final part of my fish that fills in her body. And it just is going to bring our whole picture together. So some sections I use just marker, others I used a combination of marker, crayon, and colored pencil. And now we have this finished underwater scene that I did in that Cubism style we're trying today. So I can't wait to see what you drew, how you divided your paper into different geometric shapes, and then the different colors you used and patterns to make your completed piece. Happy creating!